Okay, Mr. Kirti, Dr. Kirti, this.
Yes, Agus, but can you share the link? Your YouTube link in the chat box.
It can be taken. That's absolutely fine. If we click there, Kirti ma'am, we can copy it.
Okay, just a minute.
Okay. So you got it, Prajakta? Dr. Prajakta, you can see the link.
Just a minute, Dr. Kirti, this my link, my YouTube links.
Yes, thank you.
Hello, Dr. Kirti.
Hello, Dr. Octavia.
Nice to meet you again for the last session.
Yes, then holidays.
Holidays is coming.
Yes, for you, not for us. We have examination.
Oh, I see. For students, yeah.
Yes, not for teachers.
Oh, for the teachers. Okay.
No.
Teachers. Okay. Midterm examination.
Nah, it's a term examination. We have semester pattern.
Oh, I see.
We have semester, like every 6 semester, like 6 months, we have end term exam. One term finish, we have end term exam.
Oh, okay.
So now we have online exams.
Okay. So you are in postgraduate department, yeah? Not undergraduate.
We have undergraduate and postgraduate both.
Okay.
We have PhD program also.
Oh, that's interesting. Very interesting. For what major? PhD.
We have the doctoral program at the university level. So we have for everyone, like for film and media, for management, for liberal arts, for engineering, for architect, and then hotel management. So we have for every, and for management, we have in marketing, HR, human resource, organization behavior, finance.
Okay. Okay. Is there any communication for doctoral program?
Yes, anybody is interested, you are welcome.
Oh.
We have international students also.
Oh, I see. Okay. Dr. Kirti, let me introduce to Mr. Agus Hermanto.
Yes.
One of lecturer of advertising major. He also a practitioner in advertising agency. So he will be a moderator for today's session.
Okay.
And also Tria is coming for this session also.
Okay.
Hi, Dr. Kirti.
Hi, Tria.
You look fresh every single day.
Yes.
Because it comes on summer, right?
It's summer. It's hot over here.
Yeah, that's why you look so fresh and refreshing.
Yes.
Okay. You're lucky to have Mr. Agus here for moderating this session.
Okay.
Kita udah kenalan tadi, Teh Tria.
Okay. So you have talked to Agus, Mr. Agus. I mean, hasn't come out yet, so we are here.
It's Dr. Agus, right?
Yeah.
Mine not yet doctor.
Okay.
Doctor candidate.
Doctor candidate, yes.
Das master.
You're working in advertising agency, right?
No. Now I independent practice.
He is
I don't.
part-timer.
Used to
He
be
used
in
to.
advertising agency several years ago, Dr. Kirti, and right
Okay.
now he's a freelancer, but still in the major of advertising.
Okay, good to know. So I want to introduce my today's speaker. My colleague, my friend, Dr. Prajakta Das. You can see her on the screen, and
Hello.
yeah.
Hello.
Hi, Dr. Prajakta. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
So I think so. We will wait for more 2-3 minutes because students are joining now.
Sure. No problem. I just wanted to check if the PPTs are working fine. So can I share my screen for a second and check?
Sure.
Yes,
Okay.
you can. I think so. You can put the screen, the first slide of the screen on the screen.
So I guess this is working fine. You can see it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So right now I'll stop sharing. Thank you.
I think so. Dr. Octavia, Amin is busy today too.
Amin is coming, but maybe he's late because right now he's in Surabaya, one of our city in Indonesia, but it's far away from Jakarta. It's in East Java.
Okay.
Tria in West Java, Bandung. Amin in East Java, Surabaya right now. So we are separated in different cities.
Yeah, Okta in Jakarta. I'm in West Java. I'm in East Java.
I think so. It's Sukarta.
Jakarta.
Surakarta. It's Central Java.
Oh,
Surakarta. It's my hometown, Dr. Kirti.
Oh, I know there are two professors, Dr. Yanti and Dr. Dian.
Yes, I know the head of Department of University Muhammadiyah Surakarta, Dr. Dian.
Dr. Dian, yeah. Dian and Dr. Yanti.
Yes. She's head of communication.
Right. She's the head.
You have great networkings, Dr. Kirti. So you already have once in Surakarta, now in Jakarta. Maybe next in eastern part of Indonesia.
Hope so.
Yeah.
Hope so. I think so. We should start because it's 11:37. Students will join till that, right?
Yeah, they'll keep coming. So Mr. Agus
They will keep coming.
Yeah, Mr. Agus will
start?
be moderating.
Sure.
Yes, Mr.
Okay,
Agus.
everybody. Thank you for joining this event. Good afternoon, everybody in UMJ, and good morning in ADYPU, India. Before we start, let's we say basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I'm Agus Hermanto. We will get to the event. Today is the last day of series of international webinar, Connect Knowledge, Exchange series between ADYPU University Pune School of Management. Like that, Mr. Kitty?
Yes,
that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Communication Science Study Program, Faculty of Social Science and Political Science Muhammadiyah Universitas Jakarta, Indonesia. Today, semiotic and advertising, the keyword from the big team that will be present by Dr. Prajakta Das. I'm sorry, Dr. Prajakta, apologize if I mention your name.
No, you've mentioned my name
wrong.
correctly.
Yes, correctly.
Yes,
Thank you.
it's Prajakta. Yes.
Prajakta.
Yes.
Like my four
Agus.
children.
Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Prajakta Das completed her PhD from Nagpur University, currently working as associate professor at Anjenka ADYPU University School of Management. She is MBA graduate with marketing and finance specialization. She is teaching research methodology and finance specialization, subject to postgraduate and undergraduate study. She was written research paper in national and international journal, Scopus Index, and attended various conference, workshop, and webinar on research method and data analysis. Her expertise lies in the field of research and data analysis using Excel. In 30 minutes, Dr. Prajakta Das will explore about the role of semiotic and advertising communication approach. That right?
Yeah.
Okay. After that, question and answer session. And for a participant, this you want to ask a question for Dr. Prajakta, welcome to write a question in the Zoom chat box. No, participant, this is Dr. Prajakta Das. Dr. Prajakta, time is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Agus, for introduction. So, should I begin my presentation for today?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So, let's start with the presentation. And before I begin, it is a request to everyone that if you can be, make it as interactive as possible, because when we are talking about semiotics, so let's learn, together we collaborate, and together we'll understand what does this mean. So that today's session is on the role of a semiotic in advertising, communicative approach. So, Mr. Agus, I want you to tell me what does this symbolizes in Indonesia. Can you tell me, or can the Indonesian students tell me what this image is symbolizing in Indonesia? This is an Indonesian image, if I'm not wrong, taken it from internet.
Yes.
So what does it symbolizes? What does it speaks about? If any of the student would like to answer, please go ahead. Hello, Amin.
Yes, hi, Dr. Prajakta.
Hello, Amin.
Hi. Wow, it's a very impressive start off. So Garuda means in diversity.
It's Garuda.
Yeah.
Correct. Absolutely. So it is from your culture. So does that mean Indonesian national motto, it is unity in diversity? Can you please speak in Indonesian language? What does this mean? How do we pronounce it? Can't hear you properly. Biniki?
Yeah. In bahasa berbeda-beda tetapi tetap satu juga.
Okay.
Bineka Tunggal Ika ya.
Bineka
Tunggal Ika.
Okay, Bineka Tunggal Ika. Thank you so much. So let's go ahead, and can you tell me what does this image depicts now? Of course, I have already written over there, it's a map of India, but what do you see here? If any of the students can answer.
Taj Mahal.
Taj Mahal. Oh, it's Taj Mahal. That's wonderful. And
Musque.
Yes.
Musque.
Elephant.
Elpan.
Okay.
Pura. Someone
So
yoga.
someone is doing a yoga. So
Yes.
can I say this is an image is of unity in diversity again, depicted in a different way. So yes, in India also we have a diverse culture, and we also believe in this, that university in diversity. You could see a lot of things which has been depicted in the picture, and even I'm not telling you anything, you can see the picture of a Taj Mahal, India Gate, Gateway of India, somebody is doing a yoga, there are different instruments, and we can understand. So let's talk about it and let's make it as interactive as possible. So what we have just did is nothing but a communication, the imparting or exchanging of information by speaking, writing, or using some other medium is basically a communication. So in simple words, I can say communication is the exchange of ideas, feelings, or meaning between two or more persons. So how does communication is been used in marketing? So what do the companies do? Companies communicate to convey their value, their ideas, their messages, the perception about their product, what that company do through various methods. And the methods are, the role of a marketing communication is to create a customer equity, a brand equity, provide product information, that is the most important thing. And once they provide the information about the product, they generally go for the branding of the product, or you can say that voice of the company. It leads, ultimately it will lead to purchase of a product. And what are the different medium of advertising? So we already know from previous lectures that mass media, mass communication, and direct communication is the way of marketing. And if I say advertisement, sales promotion, public relations, all this comes into a mass media. And when you say about direct marketing, it means when you're sending an email, when you're sending the messages, personal messages through SMSs, so that becomes your direct marketing. So why advertising is important? So advertising, the purpose of the advertising is introduce a product. That is the most important thing for any advertisement. Introduce a brand, create the awareness about the company, create the awareness about the product, increase sales, and of course, through sales, company, what they do is to increase profits. And if they increase profit, it will the entire advertisement will lead us for the call to action. And when I say call to action, it means whether we are going to, as a consumer, as a customer, we are going to purchase a particular product or not. The decision will be taken. We remember advertisements a lot. Okay. So what are the different forms of advertisements? So when you talk about media, it is the internet, which is booming up right now, and the television advertisements, radio advertisements, magazines, newspapers. These are the various medium of advertisement. So here I would like to ask a question to your students, if they can answer, that is the ad is the part of a communication, or is promotion, advertisement is a promotion, is it right? Is promotion is a part of a advertisement, or is ad is a part of a promotion? Should I repeat my question?
That's part of promotion.
Is promotion advertisement is a part of a promotion?
It's a part of promotion.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you for the answer. So let's go ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's understand what is semiotics? And when we say semiotics, semiotics means semiotic is the theory and the study of sign and symbols, especially as element of language or the other system of communication. So common example of a semiotic include traffic signals or traffic signs, emojis, emotions used in electronic communication. Nowadays, we use it a lot. And logos and brand use the international corporation to sell us things that we call it as or they call it as a brand loyalty. So semiotic is the study of sign and symbol in particular as they communicate things spoken and unspoken. Common signs that are understood globally include traffic signs, emojis. I'm just repeating it once again. And I have to keep on moving this, sorry for that. So written and spoken language is a full semiotic in form of intertextuality, puns, metaphor, and references to cultural commonalities. So this is a sign. If I put a sign over here, if you could see on the right hand side, everyone, even a child, will be able to know what the sign means. It means a signal. It's a traffic signal, and it is common to, it is common in every country. You cannot have different lights for different countries. So we call it as a commonality apart from the culture. And we use emojis to express ourselves nowadays when we are communicating through WhatsApp or maybe through we are using any social media. So let's talk more on semiotics. So semiotic, put simply, is the study of how an idea or an object communicates meaning, what meaning it communicates, and which association it brings forth. In semiotic, meaning is considered through interplay between a signifier, the representation of the concept, and the signified, the concept itself. So again, a question, what this picture tells about, what this picture tells us.
A cup of coffee.
Oh, a cup of coffee and a clock.
A cup of coffee in a clock.
Wake in the morning.
Clock is
yes,
a cup.
Doctor. It is a cup of a coffee. Okay.
Okay. For waking up in the morning.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for the answer, Dr. Octavia. So coffee, it is a brewed beverage, but it also evokes comfort, alertness, creativity, and countless other association with it. So if we wanted to stay awake at night, so the best thing what we can do is drink a coffee. Or maybe first thing what we need in the morning is a tea definitely in India, and coffee in some other countries. So yes, so it just represents the morning coffee. Okay, it is an alarm, so it will tick you going ahead. So how do the semiotic in advertising, as a storytelling? So storytelling through visual is not a new concept in branding and advertising, as there are many different ways to portray a mood or communicate a specific language. Using images rather than purely relying on the text gives us the opportunity to create more value by connection with the target audience on a deeper level, as well as communicate more quickly and effectively. We remember, if I ask you which is your favorite ad, you will immediately remember that what the color of that ad is, what that product is. So it becomes easier for us to not relate to the text, but we are definitely relate to the different colors and the colors which the message has been giving, or maybe what symbol it is showing. So audience draw from cultural or personal experience to translate these images, giving a unique meaning to almost everyone that sees them. For everyone, it will be different. For the colors in the different cultures depicts the different meanings. We will be talking about that as well. So continuing with this, Semiotic storytelling is how the meaning of a semiotic is created either inherently or learned through your surroundings. You can use the concept of semiotic in branding and advertising very creatively to put forward your message and what you want to try to communicate. And the concept of the semiotic is broken into three categories. There are only three main categories, and it is all the creativity of the creator, how he is depicting or how he is making the message communicate. Okay, depending on how that is iconic, symbolic, and indexical. So depending on how they are used, some can be more impactful while others are more straightforward in nature. So again, iconic, I would like to ask few questions to the student. What does these symbols means to you? If a students can answer, it will be really appreciated. Or otherwise, Agus, you're there. So what does the symbol means? So can I say, yeah, please go ahead.
It's a lance.
No, any one of it.
It's toilet.
Okay, yes, okay. One is, can I say, maybe a food joint is near. Maybe this sign depicts a hospital.
It's gas
this
station.
Sign depicts, yeah.
It's gas station.
A gas station. Litter, do not litter. This is a sign. This is a phone symbol.
Airport.
Okay. This is a recycling. Yes.
Recycling.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You put. Sorry, Mr. Prajakta. You put trilogy theory of Pierce, yeah.
I didn't
iconic sign symbol. You put theory in triangle of spheres.
Yeah.
Triangle of spheres.
Okay, so if you could please write it down in the chat box, it will be easier for me to understand. Okay, so let's continue with this. That iconic images are literal visuals representation on their meaning. So iconics are usually not created to cultural references. So these images can reach to a very broad audience. So it is not related to culture. This gas station symbol is not related to culture. So it depends. It goes across the countries, and it is very much easily depicted as a sign. So this type of a visual representation is used for information that needs to be read quickly at a glance. Yes. The information must be understood more immediately to the larger range of audiences that come from the variety of background and experiences. If we are traveling to a different country and we don't know the language, so these are the signs which will make us understand from where I have to take my baggage, which what is the number, from which conveyor belt I should be taking my baggages. So this is what the iconic is. So a common application of an iconic representation in branding is use of images on website and an app. This concept can also be applied to logo design. So example has been given in this photo, and there is no explanation is needed why it has been used and what they wanted to communicate. So if I see here, it can be seen that this is a symbol for my email, which I can send to somebody. So you can see this in your phones. This is my phone book contacts. This is nothing but a calendar. So these are the icons which has been made. And how it can be used for a logo design is in a very simple way. This company has come up with a very creative ad, which is saying this is a wine house. Okay, so wine has been sold in this particular, so this is the logo design. So let's go ahead. So iconic logo, if you want to use the iconic logo images in your design, here are the few things which you can keep in mind. So keeping it straightforward, as simple as possible, so it can get registered in the mind of the consumer. So think about what you're trying to communicate and what is the best way to show this concept in the context that will make sense across the different cultures and the different backgrounds. So can you tell me what this symbol, what this symbolizes? This is a favorite, this is our favorite Disney cartoon character, which is a Mickey, and it is completely black, but still we can understand what this character is. McDonald's, just a simple M with yellow color, and this symbolizes Nike swoosh.
Nike.
Yeah.
Nike apparel.
Yes. Second thing, symbolic. We have done with the iconic, so let's talk about a symbolic. A symbolic visual is more abstract use of images. This is a visual representation that communicates a concept, but does not look like what is representing. This include letters and numbers, and letters make up words. But letters and the words that they make up do not show the direct meaning of what they are spelling out. Our culture has assigned the meaning to these words. Color also fall under this category, and there is a psychology behind the colors and how to interpret them. But this have been assigned to our culture. You can see a red heart on the right hand side, and there's a red pillow there on my, which has been in the background. So what it symbolizes love. The red is basically the red color, and a red heart symbolizes the love. So let's talk about this ad now. What this symbolizes.
Internet connection, maybe? Wi-Fi?
Yes, internet connection. So thank you, Dr. Octavia. So it is an interconnection, internet Wi-Fi, which has been offered by McDonald's. M is there, and what they have shown in this ad, this advertisement for McDonald's is a good example of a clever use of fries to make up a Wi-Fi signal, advertising free Wi-Fi in their restaurants to the customer, and the Wi-Fi symbol wouldn't mean anything to us without the cultural context. There is no culture involved into Wi-Fi. So although this advertisement is mainly symbolic, there is also an iconic element to it, using the photograph of fries as a symbol of Wi-Fi. So now again, there are a few more print ads which has been very powerful print ads. So what does this shows, or what does this ad depicts? Tough as a rhino, the car which has been built, which is tough as a rhino, and it's a Mitsubishi car, it's a Mitsubishi automobile, and it shows that it is tough as a rhino. Again, a very simple, but still very simple, powerful symbolic print ad. It's a character from a movie called Hulk. Yes. And a simple symbol, what we can see here is even a powerful, or there is a possibility that you may get hurt. So they have shown it in a very beautiful manner. The third one, what does this symbolizes? It's a BMW car. Yes. Yes,
the Flash. The Flash drive the BMW car.
Okay, so
very
instead
fast.
of, it's a very fast. Again,
very fast.
this is the best example which I could give. Ishti has thought about perception of Ishti was fast and rash driving, and Agus has said that it is a power. Right, because red symbolizes power, and if you could see here the yellow color, so it is built up with more power, so you can go on a high speed with this car. So let's go ahead. So using symbolic images in your design. So if you want to use a symbolic images in your design, here are the few things which you can keep in your mind. The first is, think about the cultural context. What will connect to your target audience? Okay, whether if we have seen into the previous ad about the tough cars, if you're looking for the tough cars, so it has to be symbolized with a very tough animal which has been depicted there. Second thing, do research on what different colors mean and be mindful of how they are used, because in different countries the different colors are used and the meaning for those are different. So do your research when you're going for this. Do research on what symbols mean in different cultures when targeting a broad audience. Symbols have different meanings throughout different cultures. So consider the use of a typography as a major design element to communicate your message. The last part of semiotic is indexical images. So indexical images have the ability to be the most interesting visual presentation of the three. An indexical image is the direct connect. This shows, or what comes in your mind when you see this? What is this?
Smoke. Smoking.
It's a smoke. Okay, it's a smoke. And how do we symbolize the smoke? How do we symbolize the smoke? It is just a smoke picture. So can I say it is alert, or maybe there is a fire nearby, or maybe it is related to a cigarettes. Correct. Okay. So let's talk about this more. A basic example is the smoke. When you think of a smoke, you usually instantly make a connection that there is a fire. Somewhere there is a fire. This allows us to communicate a message more indirectly and allow the audience to have their own interpretation. When using this type of a visual in advertising, it can be vague as you want it to be. Usually the vaguer the image, the more the audience can connect and apply to your visuals and the underlying message to their life and experiences. And therefore, the more meaningful it is to them. So let's take the example. What does this ad tells you? This is a very popular ad with 3 bandages.
Adidas.
It's Adidas. Yes, without even giving a thought or giving a more time to think, we know it is a Adidas because it is a symbol of a Adidas. It is a logo of a Adidas. Put it in such a manner that fake real hurts real. It means if you're not using Adidas shoes, what does it mean? A good example of this is an Adidas advertisement. Fake hurts real. It implies the user was once wearing the shoes that were not Adidas brand, resulting in an injured and sore foot. The image of the result implies some story of that person and their cruddy shoes as well. Okay, so we can actually relate to ourselves, when we were not using the good shoes, how it hurted us. So again, so what does it says? A little bit more about it. Although we do not see them wearing these fake shoes, we understand and can probably imagine a time in our lives where we had a similar experience of being uncomfortable in the pair of shoes. This gives Adidas company an opportunity to put their shoes in the positive light without even showing the actual product. They are creating a trust in the consumer by implying their shoes will not leave their feet hurting. So that is the very clear message which has been given by the Adidas without doing a competition with anyone. So the use of a bandage is creating the Adidas logo on the foot could possibly be a subliminal message that their shoes will aid or relieve feet. So using when to use and how to use this indexical images in your design, that if you want to use the indexical images in your design, here are the few things which you should keep in mind. Sorry. What are some things that your target audience can almost immediately relate to, and what visual could be linked to them? Think of unique and innovative ways to visually communicate your message indirectly The visual should be interesting enough to catch the audience's attention in order to give them the desire to apply their own experiences to your advertisement. Be careful to not be too vague. If your message is too vague, your design might not be understood. If your audience can't have his or her aha moment, your message won't communicate, wasn't communicate immediately or effectively. So images are the quickest and the most interesting way to accomplish an indexical advertisement. Too much copy can distract and take away the message from the advertisement. So few advertisements, can we relate to this? This is a kiwi fruit, and all the seeds of that kiwi fruit has been taken out, and it has been shown by dental floss, which is there is nothing has been written, but it can be interpreted in such a way that this kiwi floss will take out all the floss from your teeth, so it will make it more clear, more healthy. The second is, what can you see here?
Wolf.
A dog.
Wolf.
And a dog, a wolf, or maybe N. So it is written, even if you see a dog or an N, don't text and drive. So it is a message from a Fiat. It does not matter whether you're seeing a letter or whether you're seeing a dog or a wolf. Do not use mobile phone while you're driving. So that was the message which was given by Fiat, a very creative ad. One of the most creative ad, which I think from my point of view, is precision parking, park assist by Volkswagen. So the porcupine is there and with fish. So if it gets pricked, it just showing about the precision parking. So this is how they're communicating. Let's go ahead. I think some of you must have seen this ad, I don't know, and it is designed by Parvanala Sachi and Sachi. This ad for Frontline flea and tick spray was installed as a giant foot sticker in the shopping mall in Jakarta, in which mall, I don't know, I couldn't find out, in Indonesia. And from higher levels, the people walking on the picture look like fleas on and off the dog. And this is a great way to use a perspective and imaginary in the advertisement. So let's take few examples from India as well. So what does this show? Alexa, please stop. Just hold on for a moment. Isko roko. Thank you. So what does this image speaks about? Can you tell me what it is telling? It's an Indian ad. It is a very creative Indian ad.
Paint the sky?
Yes. It's not actually the paint the sky. It is, the color has been used exactly like a sky. And this is a print ad, of course. It is a print ad, of course. So precision in matching the color. It is from the Berger paints. So I have purposely hide the name of the company. So it has been showing that a person is painting, and you can see how easily the colors are floating on the, billboard. This is again a very creative ad, and he has just written, found a job at naukri.com. A typical, a person who is staying on the roads, beggar, and he is just put a message there that I found a job on naukri.com. So this is a very powerful message. And the third is, help someone stand tall again. It is related to the Jaipur foot. Even if I don't tell anything about this, you will understand. The girl must have lost her legs, and if you can contribute, if you can help them, she can stand and she can walk again. So this is few ads from India. So let's talk about a semiotic and the brand development. Okay, how the semiotic plays a role in brand development. So semiotic closely tie into culture and what is trendy at the time. They can also have a big impact on the brand development depending on how a company implements semiotics. While the use of these tools can shape a brand, this also give a brand the opportunity to shape culture. Innovative and new ideas can lead trends while the others follow. A good example is, Nike swoosh logo, and their logo does not directly show the consumer what Nike sells. But when they see the Nike logo, you instantly think of a sport, health, fitness, etc. So this brand has created a culture of athletes through their product and branding. Consumer have the connection between a Nike logo being a part of a fit culture, ultimately creating a brand loyalty over many industry competitors. This is a sign of a successful brand. How to applying the semiotic in advertising continues, and let's see. There are many different ways to use each of these three categories in advertising, each of its own purpose in terms of storytelling. Storytelling is a very powerful tool which we can use into semiotics, as well as connecting with the audiences at a different level. So from more straightforward and clean use of photography to a vague through provoking use of imaginary or usually a minimal text messages we can use. All these categories are used separately as well as in a collaboration. So to make something interesting and should be considered when thinking about the message you are trying to communicate. In the quotes, we can say the key takeaway is to consider your audience, what they value, and how you can translate those values into visuals that is more relevant. Using these categories is a great starting point for understanding how communicate to different audiences. So again, there are a few ads I would like to show is the frontier post, it is not telling about any brand of a car, but it is just telling a key which takes one life every 25 seconds. So drive safe. Okay, it is not only the gun can take a life, a car can also take a life. So let's talk about this. What this ad tells you. It's a Heinz tomato ketchup. And if you can see, no one grows ketchup like Heinz. What is your perception about this? A minimal text with a color. We will be talking about this as well. So it shows that if you have or if you if you like tomato ketchup, Heinz is the best tomato ketchup, and this is a perception what people can say, and it is less preservatives is used. This is what the depiction is. Most important ad in today's world by Dettol. Whose hands are you holding? So using a sanitizer, which is now a requirement when we are going out, we always carry. So remember whose hands you're holding. It's a clear message for semiotic advertisement. Few more. September 11, every day. Why don't we call it terrorism? It's depicting two cigarettes, and we still remember 9/11 case, and it has been depicted in this manner. If we call it as a terrorism, why not, smoking? So this is a creative ad again. Oh, this is one of my favorites. So what does this depict? We have seen this movie for sure. It's Wolverine.
Yeah, Wolverine.
It's from Marvel, if I'm not wrong. It's a Wolverine movie, and what the McDonald's is showing. McDonald's is extremely creative in ads like this, and it is basically what this picture shows is enjoy your fries while you're watching Wolverine. So one more, it is not only related, you cannot say the semiotic is only related to the advertisement, it can give a social message as well. So this red ribbon is an international symbol of AIDS awareness. And in US and Canada, the red ribbon is also a sign of support for a prevention of drunk driving. So semiotic in advertising is crucial, as aforementioned, the main basis for convincing the target market to buy a brand's product. It can take time and money to create the association between brand and images. You have to be very creative when you're going for the semiotic. Maybe some new company can come up with a logo as their dog, dog as their logo tomorrow, but it would take long-term approach and the holistic implementation of a semiotic marketing for people to associate such image with a product or a services that a business provides. So semiotic in advertising can thus only be achieved through means according to the reoccurring of the symbol and repetition of the images that brands want to be associated with. So continue with this. Another interesting thing to consider is that semiotic advertisement doesn't always have to be completely visual thing, but also can be related to sound. Most adverts on television, for example, have music, which is arguably a language in itself. Even if you listen to a particular tone or a music, if a message comes, we can, even if I don't say anything, you know what is the sound of that message. So again, this is a symbiotic. Then regardless of your culture or a language, music is a universal form of communication, and it can be employed by marketers to create the tone or a mood of their messages. Some brands are associated with certain catchy musical jingles, and this can be utilized to try and make consumer remember them. For example, this is commonly employed in radio adverts because visuals cannot be seen in the radio, so that's why the language plays a big important role when designing for the radio ads. So in which companies and the business contain their phone numbers or location within the semiotic sound, so that the music and the brand work semiotically. So the culture importance of a semiotic in society is semiotics beyond marketing and advertisement involves studying the use of a sign and symbols as the basis of understanding the culture and social changes. This also include social traditions and the practices, etiquettes, and on a psychological level, how customers respond to such images. When approaching new market, people's cultural and social experience will shape the way in which they understand and process this certain symbol. All in all, the semiotic message needs to be holistically implemented and consider all the social and cultural issues and perception at hand. If a company is deciding to launch a new product, what color will be, what logo will be of that product, what is the symbol they will be using, everything will definitely play a part into this. So let's talk a little bit about the color in the semiotics. Does a color have any effect into semiotics? So color can be most important element in a business advertising campaign. Consumer notice color before words, and even a fresh-faced model you have hired to stand next to your company's product. They will definitely, we as a consumer will definitely look for the color. So color is a fundamental form of a semiotic, and they can correspond to number of ideas, emotions, and objects which can be potentially useful for marketing. Some of the best and the biggest brand have a strong color association, like Coca-Cola is red and Pepsi is in blue. Such brands deliberately use color semiotic to project a positive image to their consumers and the consumer mind. So red shows the power, the freshness, you can say, okay, energy. It can be associated with the energy, and the blue is something when we are thirsty, we need water, and water has been associated with the blue color. So the Pepsi is coming up with the blue color. So let's talk about the color, the same brand, and how this, uh, you know, so the backdrop is the red, which is the most appetizing and hunger inspiring color. A bottle sliced with a ripe tomato connotes freshness because it is the fresh tomatoes which we can see here, promoting a healthier way of life. A sliced bottle looks like a sculpture associating Heinz with the innovation and art. No specific age or a gender here, appealing to those looking for healthier eating choices, or at least caring about their freshness, of their food freshness. And when you say grow, no one grows ketchup like hens. The word grows transforms a factory made sugary condiment into natural ingredients. So how beautifully they have, you know, done this. This is again a very, very beautiful example of a print ad which has been shown. You can see a dove here, which is depicting of a white color, a black, that is a sky, oh, sorry, blue as a sky, and it is carrying A, we can say it is carrying a A from a war and putting it as a peace. So ending war and let's all live in peace. This is a message which has been given by the United Nations, war into peace. Few more. Now, what we can see here, what image does this depicts? We can say that this person is an athlete and with lots of strength, and we can see it again, the color has been depicted into red. The red color has been used for these shoes. Again, a very powerful ad about, sorry, again, a very powerful ad about a woman, that women need to be put in their place, need to know their place, to be controlled and to be disciplined. Okay, so what it says, we have an equal right. This what the picture says. So and again, this is a very beautiful ad of two competitors where I'll be putting it here on the side. So, which says that 130-year-old Mercedes congratulating BMW on its 100-year celebration. So how they are communicating is, thank you for 100 years of competition. The previous 30 years were actually a bit boring. So it's still saying that even if you are in a competition, we are still the #1 brand. So as touched on before, it can take a long time for a brand to establish a clear semiotic association, and the color can very much help speed up this process as it facilitates memory recall, and choosing a color for a brand that will run throughout the marketing approach is a vital element to consider, as this is what will set brands apart from each other. The psychology of color association is intricate process, and again it depends on the one's personal, cultural and social experiences. Color can mean different things to different people. As touched upon then, a holistic approach to semiotic in marketing should be employed, which includes taking into consideration the social and cultural aspects. So all in all, it is clear that semiotic has fundamental role in marketing, advertising, and business, and it is a complex concept with many layers to it. The idea of social semiotic, as well as how color influences the psyche and how human perceives visual representation, all points towards the holistic semiotic approach. Through semiotic brands, through semiotics, brands are able to override language barriers and even illiteracy to convey their visual images through various metaphors and other techniques as mentioned above, to reach as wide as audience as possible. So just a moment, what happened? Got stuck? I'm so sorry. So again, I would like to show you two advertisements, and let's start with this. It talks about, the jingles along with the semiotics. So I'll play this ad. Can you hear it?
No, Prajakta, I think so. You have to on the, while again, you have to share this slideshow with sharing the computer audio.
Okay, actually, that is not possible. Maybe I'll just shift to the YouTube and I'll show this ads, and I'll come back again.
I don't think so. Still, it will be the same problem for you. Now, again, you can share with the sound on.
Okay, and can you tell me how to do that?
Yeah, nothing. Just while sharing, there will be a button over there. Share the audio, computer audio. You have to just click that.
Okay.
Put again on the share mode, and then you will have that. Can you see?
I'll try. I'll try.
Because if in YouTube also you will have the same problem if you will not on that.
Actually, this is I have put into the slides. That is the reason. Anyways,
now can you just play? Let's see.
Okay. Can you hear it?
No.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just okay. Anyways, I'll be sharing this links, and maybe let's see. I'll be telling you about this ad. So okay, so this ad, you can hear me, right?
Yes,
hello? Yeah. So just wanted to confirm. So you have just seen this ad, even if the sound was not there. So what this app tells you, that there are so many applications which is there in the mobile. So why we have to go for so many applications instead of one app can do a lot of things. And the jingle which has been used, or the number, the semiotic number which has been used into this is, 88888888. That is the number for just dial. Okay, so this is how they have done it. I really wanted to show you this ad. Let's we'll see if we can do it, and let's go ahead. I don't know why this happened. It doesn't matter. So with this, I would like to end my presentation about a semiotic, and I don't want to say anything. The image speaks for itself. So stay home, stay healthy. So if possible, I'll definitely share that advertisement. I would like to, because just hold on for a moment, if I can say. Kirti ma'am, will you be able to share that ad of, if I sent you a link with the, because I don't know how to operate this. Kirti ma'am?
Yes, I will do that, Dr. Prajakta,
Yeah.
if you can share with me.
Yeah, I'm sharing a link with you of the ad in the chat box. So if you could add this and show. Yeah, I've shared with you, Kirti ma'am.
Yeah. Yes, I will do it. Just give me a second.
Yeah, sure.
The second one you had shared, right? Paytm present?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want me to share that Amitabh Bachchan ad as well? That can also,
yeah, I think so. You keep it shared with me. I will first on this one.
Yeah, sure. I'll do that.
Can you give me the rights to share? Agus?
Okay.
Can you help me to?
Okay, let me contact the host, Dr. Kirti, to make you as the co-host.
I think so. It's possible. Can everybody see?
Yeah, I can see it.
And
I see.
Yes, we can hear.
Hello,
Thank you so
everyone.
much.
Thank you so much for coming to help us conduct this experiment today.
We were of different ages. We were made to like stand in a line.
Now I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. If your answer is a yes, step forward. If it's a no, please step back. Here goes. Ready? Did you learn how to ride a bicycle before the age of 10? Did you learn music in school? Did you take any lessons in sports? And no, video games are not a sport, even if it has the word game in it. Did you learn how to iron your clothes while still in school? Take a step forward. If not, take a step back. If you can make tea or breakfast, not just for yourselves, please step forward. If not, take a step back.
In the beginning, I think the questions were more general. People were still going forward and backward. Questions like, it was funny to see like the cooking question. There were a lot of men who went ahead and there were women who were going behind.
Do you usually make all the household bill payments yourself? Do you know the circle rate in your area? Do you know the price of gold today? Do you know the exact breakup of your salary?
As the questions unfolded, the stark difference came out visibly.
Do you know the details of the financial documents you're asked to sign? Have you bought a vehicle in your own name without consulting anybody? Have you bought insurance policies unassisted? Do you watch or follow the budget?
Like you think you're doing okay, but then you're like, okay, these are kind of important things that I don't look at.
Do you manage your own finances and earnings unassisted? Do you know how to invest in mutual funds? Do you know the difference between a mutual fund and an SIP? Do you make the investments for your family members or your spouse? Do you file your own income tax return? Now, everyone who's in front, could you please turn around and look behind you? Initially, when you guys started moving, there wasn't such a big gap. My question is, when did this gap start to occur?
The minute the questions became about managing money, the gap between men and women became very clear and evident.
You know, women handling certain responsibilities regarding their own life, which were always passed on to someone else in the family or the men.
There was a slight unfairness I realized at that time. But at that point, it seemed normal.
I was upset. I wanted to be at the front of the line. It's like, why don't I know this? Why am I not confident enough to say, yes, I am able to understand this?
It was quite an eye-opener for me because I always depended on the men of the family to take care of my investments and, plan my future.
I felt that obviously men are more into it than women. So eventually I did expect the gap to be there.
Over the years growing up, there were certain very traditionally masculine tropes that were assigned for him and certain traditionally feminine tropes that were assigned for me.
For women, it's practically debarred to learn to know and to focus on money.
I wish I had known from the beginning of my childhood and kind of thought about that I would be doing so much better.
Just actionable measures is what we want, really.
Thank you so much,
Kirti. Yeah, thank you.
So, frankly speaking, I don't want to show that JD ad after this because this puts a very powerful message to the entire audience that from the childhood, our mothers, our relatives never differentiated amongst us a boy or a girl, and we know how to ride a bicycle. We know we have participated into different games, but why there is a gender biasness of football is for boys and not for girls, or maybe why there is a gender biasness about when it comes to managing money. And this is so powerful that all the women, 70 or 80% of the women in the world rely on their husband, their brothers, or maybe their fathers to manage money. So don't you think, I just wanted to put a question to all the audience, don't you think that it is important for a woman to know how we can manage money? So all from my side, I'm open for the questions if you have any. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Prajakta.
Thank you,
I
Dr.
hope I've
Prajakta.
completed my presentation well in time.
It's a great presentation.
Thank you so much,
Explanation
Agus.
regarding the relationship between semiotic and advertising. Can build brand building, marketing. So now we this some question for you, Dr. Prajakta.
Sure.
Just a minute. This from Miss Istilanggeni. How long it takes for a new symbol to be understood by the public?
Okay. So can you put it into chat box, Agus, if possible?
In chat box. The question in chat box.
It's already in the chat box.
Okay. Sorry.
How long it takes for a new symbol to be understood by the public, especially for the new brands?
Okay.
So
when we're talking about new brands and how long it takes, it again depends upon what kind of or where in which market they are going for, whether they have used a proper colors, whether they have used a proper images, what are the texts. We have seen a lot of advertisements which failed. Let me take a very simple example of a KFC. KFC is full form of the KFC is Kentucky Fried Chicken, right? And the brand is known to everyone. And when they established in India, it has been seen that most of the people prefer vegetables. So even if it is there, it will take time for them to understood this. They have done a research and they have introduced new menu called vegetable pulao in KFC. So the full form of the the company is Kentucky Fried Chicken, where we can go and actually order a menu for veg as well. So it again takes a lot of time. Again, it depends how you're portraying it. If your brand is very creative, so it will not take much time. So research is what is very important.
There's another question is for me, Dr. Prajakta.
Yes.
What your presentation, the semiotic, three semiotic element that in your presentation from semiotic theory of Charles Sanders Peirce.
Yes.
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 I may know that.
Yes.
Another question, because my journal, my paper in journal,
okay.
I take theory of Sanders Peirce.
Yes, that's true. That's correct. And it was coined long time back. It was coined long time. Yes.
Trilogy Sanders Peirce.
Yes.
Triangle Sanders Peirce. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Another question was for Mr. Yugantar. Some symbols have different meaning in different cultures.
Yes.
How to take care of while building a global brand?
So, Mr. Yugantar, again, it all depends upon, you have to do a lot of research for that. Before you put a symbol, or before you put any symbol into your logo, before you put any symbol into your advertisement, what is required is to understand the different culture. If you have seen the presentation when I started, I show a Garuda, and it shows a diversity in culture, and India also we see this. So the symbols which has been showing are of different cultures, and of course it will, the images will speak for itself. I hope I've answered your question. Okay, I could see there is one more question, and from Nabil Putra. Does the COVID-19 pandemic also affecting the role of semiotic in advertisement? Absolutely, Nabil. If you could see our, apps, they are wearing a mask. They have changed their logos of our mobile applications, and you can actually see the, in at least in Indian apps, we can see the logo which has been put, a mask has been put over there. And of course, in the last slide which I have shown, the entire earth is putting a mask, and to protect ourselves from COVID-19. So the message was quite clear about stay home, stay safe, take care of yourself. So we actually communicate more through images than to a language or than to a text. I hope, Nabil, I answered your question.
Okay, is another question for Mr. Amin Sabana, Dr. Prajakta.
Okay.
What is the
Yes.
advantages using semiotic in ads? Many are using semiotic in ads. They think semiotic is only for well-educated consumer. My next question is how the company educated the middle low group consumer to understand the semiotic ads.
Okay. So let me read the question once again from Amin. What is the advantages of using semiotic ads, semiotics in ad? Many doubt using semiotic in ads. They think semiotic is the only way for well-educated consumer. My next question is how the company educate the middle group consumer to understand the semiotic ads. So first of all, thank you for the question. It is really nice if you're asking me a question. And when we are talking about semiotic ads or use of a semiotics in advertisement, it is not only related to, well-educated consumer. If you see a packet of chips and, even a small kid who don't know how to read it, you go, take a kid into a retail shop and don't speak anything. They will understand the color, they will understand the logo on it, and they will definitely, you ask your children and they will say ki, Papa, I want this chips or maybe this chocolate. So it is not related to education only. And when we are talking about a middle low group consumer, the same goes with it. The symbols speaks for itself. I hope I answered your question, Amin.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Prajakta.
Thank you so much.
Another
Yes.
question.
Yeah, I can see it from
you see?
Octaviana. Yes, it is there in the chat box. Based on your experiences, how we can create the most appropriate symbol to express the value of a brand? Should we consider the level of education of our target audience so that the message could receive properly? Thank you for the question, Dr. Octaviana, if I'm pronouncing it right. If we say a value of a brand, it again depends. You have to know who is your target audience. And let me give you a failed example of, semiotics into our country. If you know, Tata is a well-known brand in all over the world, and Tata came up with a brand called Nano. And they have put their car advertisement. If possible, Kirti ma'am, I would like you to share that ad, then we can talk about it. I'll share it in your chat box.
Yes.
Yeah.
You, Dr. Prajakta.
Nano car advertisement I'm sharing, and then we'll talk about it for sure. Thank you so much, Kirti ma'am, for helping me out. Thank you.
Yes.
So
you're welcome.
Yeah. So first we will see that ad, Dr. Octaviana, and then we'll talk about, I'll answer your question.
Just give me a second.
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah.
Sure, ma'am. I'm sharing 2 links, ma'am. One after the another you have to play.
Okay. I have one. I got
in the
it
sequence.
One.
In the sequence.
Okay, will do.
Yeah.
Yes, now I got it and I'm sharing it. It's audible?
Yes, it is, and audible as well.
अभी आ जाएगी आ गई उबड़ खाबड़ है सलाम साहब बड़ी है
Yeah, this is the one first ad of Tata Nano, and we will see another, and we'll do the comparison, and I'll give you the answer for your question, Dr. Octaviana.
I think so, if I'm not wrong, doctor, whether Nano is also was there in Indonesia?
Yes, Tata is one of a brand that came to Indonesia, and while I still in one of advertising agency, one of my clients, Tata is one of my client for pick up passengers cars.
Yeah, pick up, right. And I think so, even the Nano, when it was being manufactured, in the first lot, 70% of the cars were exported to few East Asian countries as well as African countries. So Indonesia was one of them, I remember. Okay, sharing the screen again with the link which Dr. Prajakta had shared with me.
Thank you so much, Kirti ma'am, for both the advertisements which has been shown by you. And thank you for the insights as well about telling about the Indonesian market. So, Dr. Octaviana, as we have seen these two ads, the first ad shows it was a failure ad basically because they have portrayed, the advertisement was portrayed that even if the roads are not good, still this car is good for you. Even if it looks very small, it's still a good size of a car where the entire family, that means husband, wife, and two kids, can go as a family somewhere for a picnic. And great to affordable. And they have put a label as to that car is the cheapest and affordable car. And it was targeted for a middle class society in India, and the purpose for the same is affordability. The word which has been used is a cheap car, and that word actually, that is one of the word which was hit the consumer, that it is not looked in a good way. That was the first thing. Then they have relaunched the same brand of a car with a very different colors, which you have seen, and the tagline was "You're awesome." And where we can see a lot of different colors, a lot of different orange, yellow, purple, you name the color, and it was there in the car brand. And Tata was quite, came up with this very different brands of a car of a color. And again, uh, it didn't took the market. There were various reasons, but again, that was, even if it was affordable car, even it was parking was quite easy for that car. It is easy to drive. And they have in the next advertisement, they have targeted the youth. But still, people, maybe some for various reasons, because they have not put their car in the mind of a consumer. As somebody has asked, how long does it take to create a brand? It again depends how you want your product to be perceived, or where it should be, it should go in the mind of the consumer. If I say BMW, or if I say Mercedes, what comes here, it comes in our mind is, it is one of the best luxurious cars. Safety is important. Okay, so driving is fun. It is not very easily affordable. Only rich people can afford it. So this is how they have perceived, or they have put their product into the mind of the consumer. So I hope I have answered your question with the advertisement, Dr. Octaviana.
Okay, that's very interesting, Dr. Prajakta. So
thank you so
when
much.
I saw the Tata Nano advertising, commercial advertisement, so it is the target audience is
Your voice is
both
breaking, Dr. Octaviana.
for and also for the whole family and also the youth. It depends on how we can symbolize with the visuals on the commercials, right? Is that right, Dr. Prajakta?
Actually, your voice was breaking, ma'am. I couldn't hear it properly.
Oh, okay,
I
sorry.
couldn't hear. Yeah.
Okay. After I saw the two of commercials,
Yes.
I can conclude that Tata will use a different symbol to touch a different target audience. First,
Absolutely.
the symbol for maybe middle low target audience with family, the whole family can gather with that car. And then the second one, it symbolizes that people with maybe upper class, since they are very dynamic, modern style, and then youth also.
Youth.
So yes, so different symbols it could be used by to express the value of brand and different target audience. Is that right, Dr. Prajakta?
Yes, that's absolutely right. This is how they have tried to change the image of their car from affordable middle class to the middle class family to a youth car. So they have tried to change it. So absolutely correct, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Until now, Tata is the most preferred brand in India, or is there any preferred brand in India?
Okay. The most preferred brand in India is Maruti.
Oh, I see.
For its mileage, because they claim they have a best mileage in the entire market. This is what they claim, and they actually correct about it. So according to the affordability also, people, when they are thinking about buying their first car and they are looking for the mileage and the affordability, they will definitely go for Maruti. If they are thinking about the toughness, or they are thinking about the power, they are thinking about the loyalty, so they will definitely go for a Tata brand. If they are looking for a luxury, then there is a Kia which has come up. You must have known about the Kia brand as well. So there are different or varieties of automobiles which are available in India. So but most preferred or most sellable or most market share is of Maruti till date.
Okay. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So,
Okay, Dr.
is there any more question or?
Yes, maybe
yes,
the last question for you.
Okay.
From Velda Ardia.
Okay.
Velda Ardia.
Okay, Velda Ardia. So symbols are powerful communication because there's no limit of what what it can represent. The message in the advertisement can be a variety of interpretation. How to make message understood by the consumer, while there are various kinds of backgrounds such as culture, experience, and education. So Velda, again, the same thing. Instead of using words, it is always better to make it more powerful. It is always better if we could use different colors, different images, and which is related to the culture. When you're saying about education, a person who is illiterate, still he can know which color represents what number of a money, or you can say, if the currency is of a different color, which is 100 rupees note or which is a 50 rupees note, even he is uneducated, even if he is illiterate, he can understand. So that's why color and color plays a very important role in your semiotics, into symbols. So I hope I have answered your question, Velda.
Sorry, Dr. Prajakta, this another one last question for you, for Mr. Yugantat.
Okay. So
some structure are symbol of feeling, like Taj Mahal for love, statue of liberty for freedom, Great Wall of China for protection of safety. Is advisable to use structure as symbol in communication, or offer as many brand.
Yeah.
Can use them?
So, yeah, sure. I would like to answer this. Some structures and symbols of feeling, like Taj Mahal for love, Statue of Liberty for freedom, Great Wall of China for protection and safety. Is it advisable to use such structures as a symbol in a communication, or avoid as many brands can use them? So we have actually, Mr. Yugantar, we have actually seen a lot of advertisements in which we can see the symbols. As I've told you in my presentation, I have shown a Taj Mahal, or you can say when you are talking about a Taj tea, Taj Mahal tea in India, which is very famous from a Tata brand. So they shown Zakir Hussain playing tabla in front of Taj. So it is absolutely fine if we are symbolizing or if we are using the advertisement, because it is depicting a lot of information. So I hope I've answered your question, Mr. Yugantar. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
So I think it was
Dr.
the last question, and yeah.
Oh, no. Thank you, Dr. Prajakta.
Thank you.
Information for all participants, especially to a student, have a link to feedback in forum today. You can
okay.
Get it. So we.
Yes.
Do I have to share it?
I have shared it.
Oh no, you have shared it with. Okay, you have shared it with everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. So I shared the feedback link for today's session. So I would request everyone, the students from Indonesia as well as students from India, to please fill this feedback form.
Okay. So
over to you, Agus.
Prajakta.
That's a very
insightful
Dr. Prajakta.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay. Before this event close, Mr. Prajakta, can you give a closing statement or conclusion maybe? Closing statement or conclusion maybe.
And yes, of course.
Today.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much to the university. Thank you, Amin. Thank you, Agus. Thank you, Dr. Octaviana, for giving me this opportunity. And thank you, Dr. Kirti, also, and SOM, Ajinkya D.Y. Patil, for having a faith in me and giving me the opportunity to interact with you all. And a message from my side, which I have already shown, is stay home, stay safe, and Eid Mubarak in advance.
Thank you.
Yes.
So hope to see you soon. Hope to visit Indonesia. I would love to come there. So that is all from my side. Kirti ma'am, about the photographs.
Yes. So before closing down, I would like to conclude the series. No, I would like to conclude the series because today is the last day of the series. And yes, Agus, I will request you to also take the photographs for today's session after I have my conclusion for this series. Okay. Thank you, everyone. On behalf of School of Management, Ajinkya D.Y. Patil University, I would like to thank all my faculty members who were the part of the Connect series, Connect Knowledge Exchange series, and has a wonderful session delivered for the students of Indonesia as well as India. I also thank University Muhammadiyah Jakarta and their faculty members who had taken a wonderful session for the students of both universities. Hope this series will continue in coming months for the next semester too. And yes, we are coming up with the cultural exchange soon by the end of first week of June. So ready for the exchange program, and I hope that it will be the best. Everybody will enjoy it. And many more such series and many more such festivals online and soon offline might be next year. So thank you everyone for supporting, all the staff members, faculty, students, to support for this series and for successfully concluding this series for this semester. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Kirti.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mr. Amin,
Octaviana, you
can
want
take a picture?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Agus. So, Dr. Kirti, Dr. Prajakta, on behalf of University of Muhammadiyah Jakarta, we would like also to thank to our lecturers, under the communication department who joined this series, and of course, our partner from ADYPU University. Thank you again, and hopefully we can see you on next June, for the next series.
Yes.
Okay, thank you everyone. Stay healthy.
Okay.
And we can take our photos together.
Yes, please. I would like to request all the students to please on their cameras. And we want all the windows to be open over here so we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, all screens to be clicked. Right, Amin?
Yes. Okay. Okay. Slide 1, then slide 2. Now we go to slide 2, please. And now we go to slide 3. Okay, done.
Done?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes, and from Ajinkya Divan Patil University, I wish everyone Eid Mubarak in advance and enjoy your holidays, enjoy your festival.
Thank you, Dr. Kirti.
Thank you, Dr.
See you next June.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Triya. Bye, Amin.
Bye. Bye, Dr. Kirti.
Bye, Dr. Kirti. Bye, Dr. Prajakta.
Hey, bye-bye, Amin.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.